Hi, everyone. I want to start off by thanking everyone for your kind comments and words of encouragement. A few weeks ago, I officially shared my transformation results from the last 13 months and announced my intentions to get back into the coaching world. The feedback has been amazing and has led to some really great discussions with regards to motivation. I haven't been one to admit defeat or struggle very well over the years, but vulnerability has led to a great amount of personal growth in the last 2 years. Although it would be really easy for me to try to convey the impression that it was easy or that I was always fully motivated and walked into every single workout with a huge smile on my face and fire in my veins. But in all honesty, it wouldn't be true. But that hasn't stopped me. The truth is my motivation levels have been up and down and at times inconsistent and even non-existent, especially in times of crisis, disruption, and chaos. Motivation is temporary and sporadic. It's there one moment and can quickly dissipate. So we really shouldn't be making any permanent decisions, such as I can't work out, I can't change my eating habits, I can't increase my knowledge in a desired field, I can't pursue, insert any desirable change based on motivation alone. Now, don't get me wrong, motivation definitely helps. It's a lot easier to pursue change or push yourself to new levels of performance when you're motivated, when you feel good about it. However, based on my experience and the experience of many others, it's not always going to be there, and that's okay. It's okay. It's quite normal because your brain is trying to prevent change in a misguided attempt to protect you. The brain change it's risky. So initially the brain might not be that supportive of what you're trying to do, and that can manifest itself as a lack of motivation. Thankfully, motivation is not the be all and end all when it comes to change or performance. Although we tend to develop a dependency on motivation, it's but one piece of the puzzle. So don't worry about it if it's not there or if it goes missing. You can still continue working on that masterpiece with the pieces you have. Eventually, that motivation piece will turn up. Simply be grateful when it's there and take full advantage of it. Change and achieving real results requires consistency. We all know that. However, as most of us have already experienced, motivation is often far from consistent. Therefore, to be consistent, there will always be days we just have to push through and go through the motions because we can't always wait for motivation. We don't have to break our personal bests and performance records every single day. What is important is that we show up and give it our best shot every single day, to stay engaged in the process. Even 90%, 80%, 50%, they're all better than zero. Don't fall for the perfection trap. If I only worked out and pushed through the discomfort when I felt good about it or when I wasn't tired, I'd still be 50 pounds overweight, if not more by now, and my weight and workout gear would be covered in dust or more likely sold at a garage sale. There's no way I'd be able to maintain the consistency required to achieve the results I want. All right, you might be wondering, so what can we do about this motivation inconsistency problem? And before I share my thoughts on this, know that I don't claim to be an expert or some guru. I'm simply going to share what has worked for me over the course of this difficult but very empowering journey. And that is shift the focus from motivation to self-discipline when it comes to change, self-improvement, living with intent, and achieving goals. I know. Cue the eye roll, right? I get it. Discipline has had a bad reputation because we often associate it with punishment. In fact, I'm willing to bet that the terms have been used interchangeably by many. But discipline and punishment are not the same. In fact, they stem from two different emotions, love and fear. Punishment is driven by fear. It's the whole beat your body into submission or else approach. Better exercise harder or else you'll be the weakest member of the group. Better stop eating the food you love to lose weight or else you'll never fit in those clothes. We've all heard it before, you get the idea, and these are fairly conservative examples compared to some of the dialogue that's running through our heads. Not to say that punishment can't produce results, because it can. Fear can be a powerful motivator. We all know that, and we've all experienced it at some point. but the results are usually short-term and fail to inspire any real transformation or help us develop a positive relationship with exercising or whatever activity or action you're trying to reinforce. Whereas I'm interested in a new lifestyle, long-term results. Discipline, however, is driven by love. And it's not being lovey-dovey here, but more importantly, it's not about punishing ourselves or beating ourselves up. It's remaining accountable and consistent to our goals and intentions because we truly believe that we are deserving and worthy to achieve those results. I truly believe that discipline, or self-discipline in this case, stems from love or self-love. It's about making choices that are in our best interest because we are worthy. We deserve them. It's calling on our strength. And remember, there's nothing stronger than love in moments of weakness. It's fighting our own impulses and that destructive voice of self-doubt that creeps around in our heads and that tells us we can't, or that we're not good enough, or any other poison to discourage us or prevent us from making changes and not pursue our own goals. Self-discipline is saying, I love myself enough to say no to this poison and subsequent self-destructive behavior, such as pounding back a few sodas while shoveling copious amounts of candy and chips down my throat because I feel shitty right now, which in reality will only make me feel worse after the craving dissipates and I see the carnage that took place. What do the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, the great ones have in common? Self-discipline. They keep pushing when it hurts. They train even if they don't feel like it. They stay focused and work towards their goals when no one is watching or paying attention. They seek knowledge, mentors, coaches to continually improve, regardless if they're at the top or bottom of their field, because they are fully committed, whether it's a good day or a bad day, and that takes discipline. We need to realize that every time we ignore that desire to quit, every extra rep we complete when we feel like dropping the weights, every few seconds at high intensity when we want to slow down and rest, not hitting the snooze button when it's time to get up and work towards what we actually want in life, we've beaten our strongest opponent, our greatest enemy, what many refer to as the enemy within. Embrace that victory, relish it. Over time, your confidence in your own discipline will even fuel your motivation. Then you'll have both. I take great satisfaction in telling my internal voice of doubt to F off. The first step in finding your discipline, it's changing your relationship with it, and it starts right here, right now. Shift your perspective of what is discipline. Grab a piece of paper and write it down. Be clear and define what is discipline. A discipline that stems from love means to you. When you start focusing on what discipline truly is, the love that stems from it, you'll actually start welcoming it and embracing self-discipline throughout every aspect of your life. From there, it's about developing healthy and enjoyable ways of strengthening your discipline. And I look forward to have many, many more discussions on this with my team and clients in the future, because this is a process. It takes time. Remember, it's not about perfection. There will always be a curveball that will catch our discipline off guard and we will fall. Perhaps we will even fail. And again, that's okay. It's about doing our best every single day with what we have and learning from our failures. Waiting for motivation and depending on motivation implies that you require specific circumstances such as feeling good to perform, to show up and step up, to live the life you want. The truth is, you are enough as you are. In all circumstances, you are enough to perform and achieve your goals. You simply need to be accountable to yourself and love yourself enough to ignore the voices of self-doubt. In other words, be disciplined. Living your life shouldn't be conditional. So if you hear yourself saying, "Oh, I wish I had the motivation to do that," when you contemplate starting a nutrition or a fitness program, taking a new class to increase your knowledge and understanding in a particular field, joining some club or a challenge group or any other quest for change, because you don't feel motivated or lack faith in your motivation levels, don't worry about it. If the results are something you truly want, then do it. Period. Believe in yourself, your determination, your discipline. How many programs does it take to start seeing results? Only one. The one you're disciplined enough to fully commit to. All right, I want to keep these relatively short, so that's a wrap for this one. I hope you found this helpful. I've been journaling my thoughts over the months as I work through my own challenges, and I wanted to share some of them through an online community, a video blog or video podcast to share my experience and explore and start constructive discussions on a variety of life topics like mindsets, fitness, health, wellness, parenting, and so on, to really tap into that wealth of wisdom that can be found within collective experiences. I've been putting it off for a while, but I decided that today would be day one, or in this case, episode one. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment. Let me know what you think, have any feedback or recommendations for future topics, and stay tuned for some upcoming announcements. So be mindful, be well, and be you.